Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, aka Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest in the building. Also, my co-host of the pod. I got my dog Mateo.
Hello, Tony. How you doing this fine Saturday, sir?
I'm good on this Tuesday because she was going to definitely say Tuesday. I'm good,
Well, I guess
man.
it comes out on Tuesday. You know, whatever.
No, I'm good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, dude. It's gloomy as hell here in Austin. It's dark outside. This is gonna be a lazy day once we finish recording,
those
dude.
days. Yeah, I love those days, bro. You're just chilling.
You know, Tony, I got an announcement.
Oh shit!
And it breaks my heart to have to announce this, but I've become a Call of Duty dude.
Yes, let's go, baby. Let's go.
I've been dropping into the DMZ. I've been doing some exfils.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking. I need a partner.
I went
bro.
in. I got my M13 unlocked.
I don't even have it. I need you.
I'm bad at the game though, dude. I'm so bad at the game.
But you have it. I don't even have it, bro. I try getting it and I get murked every time. I need a partner. But the funny thing is though, you can just drop it from me. We'll pick it up at Xfil and then I'll have it. I don't have to do anything.
There we go.
I think the coolest thing about that game is the proximity voice chat.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now you're bugging, but I love it.
I have not played a single second of normal Warzone. I haven't played a single second of other multiplayer. I've just done the DMZ drops is what I've been doing all week.
The DMZ drops is cool, but you get a lot of slime balls that just wait for you at the Xfil and just straight murk you. It's fun though. It does give it a new light with the proximity chat.
For sure.
Also in the building, I got my dog DJ Doey. Fresh as hell. No, I was giving you mad love. Why you hate?
Nah, why you put a dramatic pause in my
You know
name?
how I do. I give you the pauses.
This is
You know how I
crazy.
do. You loved it though. Your neck was flaring up and everything with excitement. DJ Doey Fresh is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
You got me.
Yeah, I did. Love it.
You got me. Yeah.
So you can't hate on me no more.
All right.
Pucho's on vacation, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Pucho. You just had a beautiful son.
Yeah.
But in his place, I said his replace. In his place, we got King Felix in the building from the podcast Royal Words. Beautiful, beautiful, handsome man here. You know, big smile.
Hey,
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Felix.
I tried to hold it in. He went very oldish nighttime. Ready from the podcast of Real Words.
Royal Words. I didn't say real words. I said royal.
Royal Words podcast.
He messed up his own intro on his pod. I went backwards?
You went podcast of Royal Words. Nah, thank you. And plus, I'm not replacing Pucho. No, I'm just here filling up a spot.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm
Just
a filler.
place.
I'm a filler. I wanted to say something about Call of Duty, but I couldn't because I had to wait for the intro.
No, you can talk, yeah, but it's fine.
Yes. I call it I still haven't played Call of Duty, by the way. I just want to iterate that. I don't know.
I put it off for a very long time. I've owned this game for like 3 weeks, and this is the first time that I've played it at all this week.
Crazy.
I have no care for it, but I'll try it, I guess.
That's insane. At least play the story mode of the multiplayer. You don't even got.
No, I played. No, correction. I haven't played it online. I played some of the story mode, which I still didn't finish either way.
Gotcha.
No, yeah, I got to go back and finish that myself. I didn't really. But anyways, Felix, explain your podcast and what it's about, and give the insight for the people.
Royal Word Podcast with King Felix is basically a very positive podcast. I like to talk about my experience, my dark times, my tough times, and even recent times and stuff that I went through. And like to let people know that they're not alone when they're going through the pain, when they're going through these dark times. Let them know that there is an outcome, that it doesn't always have to be a bad situation, that we go walk through the storm. We don't have to stay in the storm. So far, I had 2 guests as a real close friend of mine, Carlos. He's a painter and photographer, and he's someone that I'm working with future projects coming up soon. And I just dropped a video that I edited of him painting. Mm-hmm. And I had an episode with a friend of your pods, and not as a friend of my pod, which is Retro Fox.
Yep, yeah. Shout out to Retro Fox.
Yeah,
Retro.
That guy.
Yes, he's a pretty cool dude. It was fun just chatting it up with him and getting to know him. And there's definitely more projects to come. And also, the intro and the outro for the recent episode is actually his music that we used for the episode.
He is ridiculously talented. He
Yeah,
we used one of
hey.
his intro songs for one of our videos as well.
It's definitely he definitely has that Ohio sound because every beat that I heard, I feel like Stally was rapping on it. So it's pretty good. Yeah. So everyone that needs a pick me up, anyone that's going through things, listen, just go ahead and check out Royal Word Podcast with King Felix. I promise you, you're not alone.
Where can we
all go through sometimes.
Where can we find you at if we were looking for your podcast?
You'll definitely find it on YouTube, the Royal Word Podcast. You can find me on IG and Twitter as King Felix. The E is the 3, not an E, and Felix, and at 19. So it's at King Felix 19.
We'll toss his handles into the
be somewhere around here, right? Be somewhere over there.
It'll be somewhere real fine print somewhere else. Nah, I'm playing.
When we drop this, I'll also drop one of your episodes as well, so that people can get that link on our page.
Yeah, it's a quick tab.
Appreciate it.
I noticed that this podcast is very self-reflective, very different from what you've done before.
Yeah.
Because you had different podcasts with different people, and this was very different. When I saw it and the production, and I can tell just through it that you are evolving into something else, into a different person, and I like it a lot. And I appreciate how vulnerable you are in some of these videos.
No, definitely, it's my therapy. It's something that I just started with no idea what the podcast was going to be about. Hence, the first episode being with my homeboy Carlos, and at that time, a lot of things were going on in my life, and I didn't know any other way to express it that wouldn't be self-destructive. And then this was the way to do it that would be actually positive, and a way of being able to communicate to others, but to be able to release the energy that was overwhelming me. So yeah, and it's
a good outlet, man. It's definitely a good outlet for that.
It is. It's helping me grow a whole lot. It's helping me become a better person. So I love it.
That's fire.
We've had some recordings here that you finish them and you feel like you just finished like a group therapy session or something.
Yeah. And the plus doing it alone made me want to work on my editing skills so much more. And then working where I work at allowed me to get Adobe for free. So I've been working on them products a lot. So yes, it's been fun. It's been a very great experience doing this, and having the support of Joanna. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and it's a one-man show, right? You produce, audio, edit, all of it, right?
Everything on.
It's impressive, dude.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I try to tell people. People tell me all the time. They come up to me. He's like, "Yo, I want to start a podcast." And I'm like, "Are you really want to start a podcast? Because I don't think you really want to start a podcast."
It's late nights, man. I mean, she'll testify. Joanna testified. I come home, I take a shower, and I wouldn't leave. I wouldn't stop doing anything until like 10 o'clock at night, 11 after being at work all day. And then by that time, I gotta hope she's awake, or if not, she's probably sleeping. And I just continue going. I don't sleep. I think I sleep the earliest. It's 11 o'clock at night every night.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So yeah, I put in the work, man. It's worth it though.
That's great.
It's a way to express yourself, and almost like a relaxing way to ease the stress of everyday life too. You know what I mean? Just talking. It's very therapeutical. But here in this podcast, we ask all our shit out. But yeah, what you guys been doing lately? I mean, I know I've been a little busy, but I'm gonna let you guys tell me what you've been doing.
I've been watching Lil Kelpie on No Jumper getting his ass beat in one of the videos. So I started looking into all this stuff. Apparently, Lil Kelpie is a wannabe pimp, and from what I see, pimping is gatekeeping. Like, these niggas are gatekeeping pimping. You gotta pay to get in this pimping shit, apparently, because anybody who's not from, I don't know, I guess authentic, they just get called out. And then there's a bunch of videos on No Jumper where it's just this pimp and he's like shitting on everybody. Like, what kind of pimp are you? And he's asking him if you have you ever
Whoa.
met Don Magic Wand? And they're like, no. And he's like, whack. I'm like, damn. I'm like,
I think I know who you're
What?
talking about. That dude's weird, bro.
Sharp from No Jumper.
So there's like
I don't know any of these words you're saying.
So this dude's like a pimpologist. He just knows all the pimping and he knows what's
He
going
is a
on.
pimp, but I guess pimping is like very gate kept. Like these niggas, like you gotta like it's like a game. They call it
So weird.
the ism. They're like, you want to talk about the ism? And I'm like, what's the ism? I'm like, this is some Snoop Dogg shit. I'm like, this shit is interesting. So it's just had my attention. Lil Kelpie getting beat up by Almighty Suspect on No Jumper. Sounds
So-
like I'm speaking a foreign language.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
So,
saying. It makes my
Mateo.
head hurt though, dude.
So,
I
Mateo.
don't like it.
So Mateo, No Jumper's a podcast. It's another podcast group, right? And
Okay.
they have a guy on there. His name is what's his name again? Stalker. What is his name again?
Sharp.
Sharp. He's this neighborhood pimp, I guess. And he just gatekeep everybody, just talk shit to everybody who thinks they're pimps and whatever. It's just another podcast.
I just didn't realize pimpdom was so gatekeeping. Like it was so gate kept. I was like, oh shit, these niggas really care about the pimp game.
That's wild.
And yo, they had a girl there. I'm like, yo, it's 2022. They're both referring to her as a bitch. This bitch don't know nothing. This and I'm like, yo, she's just sitting there like
That's great.
and I'm like, yo, it's 2022, bro. I was like, do women really just like I don't know. I found it so weird.
That's an odd
hey,
place that you found yourself in this week.
I feel like you just killed some brain cells right now just even listening.
Mateo's
For
dying
sure.
over there. He's like, stalker, what? Who?
You know what? Felix and I did earlier this week? We
Talk
sat
to me.
around and we watched the Game Awards together.
Nerd out.
We were just
We
sitting in
nerded
the
out.
general chat here in the One Up Discord, just watching the Game Awards. Good times.
It was some
That's-
funny
that's-
shit.
that's fire.
I had some gin and tonics.
Gin and
Yeah.
tonics. Look at y'all.
Hey, I was folding clothes and shit.
Talking about that. The fucking talking about the Game Awards, bro. Elden Ring winning Game of the Year. Shocker.
It was a
Hey,
surprise.
it's not game of the year. It's goatee. I get it right.
Oh.
The guys were saying goatee.
Goatee, my bad.
Goatee.
Goatee. They were like goatee.
I thought God of War was taking that.
Nah,
Same, dude.
Nah, big upset. I was shocked.
Yeah, that shit. I was like, wow, okay. I mean, there was some that was obvious, but that right there, honestly, I would have been more shocked if Stray would have hit the Game of the Year. I would have been more shocked. Even though I voted for Stray, I would have been
You
more
voted
shocked.
for Stray
Facts. I don't like Elden Ring.
for
And I
game
never-
of the year?
Facts was a beautiful well game. It was. I like Stray.
It was
beautiful.
it was a beautiful indie game, yes, but it would have not won game of the year.
Yeah, I know it wouldn't have, but I just placed a vote there just to give them love.
Yo, I'm just saying, God of War took everything. And then with God of War taking damn near everything, Christopher Judge with that outfit and that speech was bombing. It was amazing. Same thing with that kid that bombed at the end too.
Bro, what's up with that kid that came out of nowhere?
And he was there the whole time though. He was there since the beginning of the speech. And like he just walked up with them like he was part of the crowd.
No one said anything. Everybody was just like, "Oh, okay."
I couldn't even understand what the hell that mumbly kid said. Felix had to roll back the video like 5 times for us to figure out what the fuck he said.
He got arrested, by the way.
Good. What a dummy.
I'm like, the fact that he got on stage, I was just like, wow, this is just what we're doing now.
He said something about it. That he also nominate this game to his what was it?
His
reform-
Orthodox,
his
Reformed
al-
Orthodox.
his-
Yeah.
his Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton. What?
Bro,
the
did you
fuck
see
was
the guy?
that?
The guys there next to him. They were like, "Yo, is this serious? Is this a real thing? Are we getting fucked around with?" Like, shit was funny.
It was real. It was real.
What a weird kid.
Final Fantasy hit two winners too: ongoing game and community support.
Dude,
Always.
the people,
I think they won those last year as well.
dude, the people that love Final Fantasy, the people that played that game, they have nothing but great things to say about it. They fucking love that game, dude.
Final Fantasy 14 online is amazing.
That's what I've heard.
Yo, I may get the Crisis Core game.
How would you know? You have to get Crisis Core, but Tony, how would you know? You say fuck you. How would you know that it's bad?
I've seen y'all play it. Good. Cook that shit. All these remake shit. Cook. Final Fantasy
is a remake. That's not even a remake.
I know, but Final Fantasy has a bad taste of remakes. All right, they just gave me a bad taste of the remake shit.
What remakes? They only made one remake.
They made multiple remakes.
No, they didn't.
He's talking about that Crisis Core one that's coming out. Or whatever.
Listen. You about to get fact checked on some JRPG. Don't get slaughtered with this one.
Well, I'll be the first to tell you I don't know shit about a JRPG. I know a little bit, not like y'all go hard Final Fantasy. I mean, go hard fans. You know what I mean?
Fix yourself.
Go hard fans.
Nah. Final Fantasy 14 was good though. It was good. Man.
I'm surprised Fortnite didn't get it, bro. That shit's still going on, bro.
Splatoon 3, baby. Splatoon 3 won best multiplayer.
Did it?
Yeah.
I was shocked.
I must have missed that spot.
Awesome.
I must have missed that one. I didn't see that.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
That was awesome. That game is incredible.
Over Call of Duty?
Yes,
yeah.
Over Call of Duty.
I don't think you understand. Like the Nintendo, that game, its first day, it sold like 9 million copies or some shit like that. It was insane. Like the servers crashed. The multiplayer on that game is a lot of fun.
But you can't
Nintendo
chat with
Ninjas.
nobody though.
No, yeah, that's the weird thing is that the game is just meant to be fun. Like you could like kind of talk to people, and if you get the app, but I don't do that shit.
I don't know how that can even be considered a good multiplayer game if you can't chat with nobody.
What you gotta understand, people probably use Discord to do the chatting while they're playing. It's that type of stuff. Splatoon 3 is really meant to be played with friends, and I don't think a lot of randos play with each other. I think it's more of a connected community.
I thought Nintendo had that goofy voice chat option too, like something you connect your phone or something stupid like that.
That's so dumb.
Damn.
It's not a good system. Nintendo sucks at like online multiplayer.
Hey, listen, you better be careful. Nintendo ninjas are real, okay? They will come for you.
Damn.
Okay?
They'll come for us like the haters have come for Pucho. I'm scared. I'm like, I gotta watch what I fucking say.
Pucho got a line of haters hating on him.
Yo.
And I'm not even gonna call them haters. I'm gonna just call them people voicing their opinions.
Someone called him
because I don't want the haters.
Come on, let me speak. Somebody called him the biggest hater this generation has seen.
Damn.
In the last 100 years.
Damn.
Because he said the future could make fart noises on a track.
No, The Weeknd. The Weeknd.
My bad. The Weeknd. And niggas would sell copies. and that's where we found out. That's where we found out Tony's favorite musician is Garth Brooks.
Man loves Garth Brooks.
I love me a person who sells. By the way, Drake passed Eminem of all-time digital fucking records sold, bro. Y'all boys got to put some respect. Put some respect on Drake's name, all right? I know y'all haters out there. All right? Put some respect.
I don't think anyone's shocked that Drake will surpass anything these days.
Man's
he's a good artist.
Man's a
He's
goat.
a great artist.
I don't know about a goat, but he's a good artist. I don't know about a goat.
The man's a goat. Right next to him is Bad Bunny, another goat.
Yeah, we know, Tony. And then after that is Garth Brooks, and
Facts,
then
another
Dion, and then
if it's selling, it's goat. That's it. That's what makes him. That's it. It's selling. It's goat.
Did you wake up this morning and do the Macarena?
Yeah, I did.
That's what he does. That's every morning. He does the Macarena in a week.
Tony,
get us into those topics, dude.
I would not like to see that.
But just real quick, also, mobile gaming, Marvel Snap won.
Yeah.
Shocked by that shit.
What you mean shocked?
I was
shocked.
shocked.
Marvel Snap was taking over the world.
Game?
I was shocked.
You won't be surprised. What shock? What did you want to win?
God of War won
Marvel
action.
Snap right now.
God of War won action and adventure.
Let me pull my
Another beautiful game.
real quick.
Games of Impact was As Dusk Falls. I've never played that. I think Doe, you played that, right?
No, that's like an
No.
Xbox game. I haven't played it yet.
I heard good things about that one though. I know I never checked it out.
Best fighting game was Multiverse. I think that's pretty dope.
It's a
I mean,
really
that's fair.
good game. It's
Yeah,
a
I
really
played it.
good
It's really-
game.
yeah, I
Was
like
there a lot of competition for a fighting game this year though? There wasn't a lot, right?
It was
came out
what
this
it
year?
was. It was shocking because there are some good fighting games that they announced there. So the competition that Multiverse went against was it was shocking for them to win. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean,
I've heard good things though. I've heard that the fighting in multiverse is
No,
great.
it's really great. It's fun. It's a fun game. It's fun to play online with. I was just shocked with the competition that I have. Tony's looking at the names. They may not be in your case AAA names, but in tournaments they're really big games.
Sifu is a tournament game.
No,
Well,
that's
it's
a
a fighting
single
game.
player.
That's single player,
It's
but
a
the
fighting
but
game
the-
though.
Yeah, but I didn't count that as a fighting game. I'm sorry. When I think of fighting, I'm thinking like
That's like an action game.
they had
Tekken or
SNK.
Street
Yeah,
Fighter.
Sifu was action, but yeah, they had SNK, Street Fighter. You know those are fighting games.
Yeah, they got
Guilty
they
Gear?
got DNF Duel, King of Fighter XV or
yeah, it's all,
XV, DKXV.
It's some good ones, but it's not like the big name ones.
Yeah.
Like I would say like the biggest like
Street
niche one
Fighter.
kind of like this would be like Guilty Gear or something like that, right?
yeah, but those games are played in tournaments for real.
Yeah.
So that's why they're big. So I'm surprised that Multiverse won against those tournament games. And like I said, I don't know why Sifu was part of that. That's literally an action game.
That's interesting. I mean, it's like Absolver. That's the same kind of game, and I've heard people refer to that one as a fighting game as well.
Shit's crazy. Sports / racing game, Gran Turismo 7 won that.
Which I think is a stupid thing to do. They put sports and racing game in one subject, and I think that's crazy because
That's kind of that
There's
category.
enough sports game. Yeah, there's enough sports.
I
game,
don't
enough
like
racing
it.
game to make them separate.
Yeah,
So,
you could have put Need for Speed, Gran Turismo, Forza. You could put all the and F1 all
yeah,
in that,
yeah,
and then put
yeah.
the sports. But you know,
There you go.
that's
There
crazy.
you
That-
go.
That's
a
a weird category.
I believe if it was separate, 2K would have won, and Gran Turismo would have won if they actually separated those.
Another shocker. Best action game, Bayonetta 3 over Call of Duty. That's fucking crazy to me.
That surprised me.
That's crazy to me.
But Call of Duty's a shooter. It's not an
It is an
action.
action
It's a
game.
shooter.
It's an action
It's
game.
the first person shooter.
It's an action game.
That shit is a
No,
snooze
it's
fest.
not.
Mad action.
No,
Put that
it's
shit
shooting. That's that once again different category. You see what I mean though? A lot of these games will combine into one category and it shouldn't have. I'm just saying.
But
Bayonetta 3 is fantastic.
best independent game, my dog Stray won
We knew that.
all day. Real quick, best strategy game was the Mario plus Rabbids. Obviously, that's
Yeah, I
That's
had
gonna
called
hit.
that one.
yeah, you definitely called that one. VR game, fuck cares, but Moss Book 2. Best indie game, Stray again. Studio game direction from Software Inc. for Elden Ring. And yeah, that's it that I care about. Everything else is just like whatever.
Hey, Kirby won the.
That's right.
Oh,
Best
that's
family?
right. Yeah.
best family game.
Or something like that.
And that's
Yeah,
crazy
yeah.
because that list is because you got Splatoon, the Mario,
That's all Nintendo.
and Lego.
Basically,
Wars.
almost all Nintendo family games.
Well, Nintendo is all like a family
Yeah.
oriented game. So
Nintendo ninjas came through and said, "Yo, we taking over. No matter where we go, we win."
it's crazy.
There were definitely some surprises on this thing. It was a good one. It wasn't bad. I was not impressed with the trailers and the debuts. I didn't see anything that really like stood out for me. But
Hey, Street Fighter was good for me. I love Street Fighter. Just to know the things.
That Street Fighter looks good.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
the new Tekken, I'm psyched for that. I'm a Tekken boy.
Hey, Mateo was hype. Hey, he went crazy. He was
good
hype
shit,
for
dude.
that one.
Wow.
Been waiting for Tekken, dude. And Heihachi, my man, has to come back. My man Heihachi has to come back. He needs to throw someone else into a volcano here.
I didn't know you was a huge Tekken fan. It's fire.
It's probably my favorite fighting game series. I'm not good at it, but it's my favorite one.
And it's
That's
crazy because
respectable.
I had Tekken, so I'll be happy to play.
Yeah, I haven't played a
Nice.
fighting game in a long time. Other than the multiverse that just came out, I haven't played any fighting game. I'm not the best at fighting games, so. But
Same.
either way, going on to our first topic, boys and girls. People who have kids and hate kids. Very
I don't
weird.
think That's not the topic.
Very. It is the
It's
topic.
just people hating children.
People who hate kids and have
People
kids.
who hate children. Not that's a part
You can
of
hate.
it. They just-
Yeah, it's a part of
people
it. It's an
who
important
hate
part.
kids. It's not
It's an
about
important
having
part.
kids and then hating kids.
Yes,
It's just
you can do
people
both.
who hate kids.
You can do both.
No.
You can do both and be both, though.
Okay, yes, we can, but the topic
That's
is
right.
people who hate children.
And have kids. We'll go on with.
This is great. This is comedy.
we'll go on with Doughboy, who hates kids. Go ahead, dog. Give me something.
So I saw something trending this week. I saw it on Twitter, and it's just said hating kids, and I'm like, hating kids, and I'm like, so I search it up, and it's just a bunch of people shitting on other people for hating children. So I'm like trying to
Damn.
find the source material. I'm like,
Hmm.
who's this fucking asshole that's hating on children? And I could never really find it. But you did see a lot of different TikToks, and you did see a lot of different examples of people saying, you get parents would say that they have noticed that other people change around their kids sometimes, and they're like they just don't want their kid to be around them or something, like they'll get looks or they'll just notice that their kid is unwanted in that situation. And I just thought it would be interesting because I could remember a time
They gave
where
you looks like
children were
that?
no, I'm speaking for myself. I remember a time where I thought kids were kind of repulsive when I was like a teenager and like growing up, and like I didn't want to be around the little kids. The crying and all that stuff that just wasn't for me when I was, young.
Mhm.
I would say I grew out of that. Like maybe in like my mid 20s, I didn't feel like that anymore. Like once my brother had kids and stuff like that.
That was the changer
Um,
right there.
no, but even then, I could remember times in my 20s where I was like, "Ew, get the fuck away from me!" Like, you know what I mean? Like little stupid little kid with your little crusty ass fingers. You know what I mean? Crusty ass eyes. They cough. Their fucking tongue is all the way out of their mouth, and you're just like, "Ew, gross."
Yep.
It's just crazy.
Why it sound like Doughboy took that from a movie scene or something right now?
I don't know. So like, but I grew out of it, and kids are fucking awesome. Uh, why is it fun to watch kids hurt
I
themselves?
fucking love it.
Why
I
is
fucking
it?
love it. I subscribe
it?
to all the IG shit. Kids who hurt themselves. Bro, they're doing dumb fucking shit. You know something's going to happen. Kids on a trampoline jumping. What do you think is going to happen? It has no fucking screen protection.
Man, I've heard that trampolines are basically like the most dangerous thing you can buy your kid. That you're just like, all you're doing is you're just like prepaying for a cast at that point. Is what you're
Facts.
doing when you buy a trampoline.
Bro,
Better have some health insurance. I'll tell you that much.
as a kid, bro, like having a trampoline, what do you think kids are going to do when they all get together?
All that dumb
Wrestling
shit.
match, fucking jumping off each other, fucking
That's
bro,
a fact.
stupid shit. I would never get my kid a trampoline.
Yeah,
Shit makes,
you're just gonna do dumb shit. You're gonna jump off the roof onto the trampoline. You're like,
I've done
there's
that.
nothing safe you're gonna do on the trampoline.
I've definitely done that. And I'm not gonna lie, like even me growing up too, though. Like sometimes I even looked at kids. I didn't hate them like how you looked at them and hate them, but it was more like
You're beasting. Get
I'm-
out of here.
beasting. You just made a whole scene. You painted a whole movie for us, like choking your shit, like crusty fingers and shit. Like that shit's crazy.
Don't do that again.
That's what he did. I was just shocked by that shit.
I mean, just like Tony, I also like there was a time when I had problems with kids like Doey where I wouldn't like kick them or anything like Doey would when he was around these kids. I didn't hate him
Facts,
to
bro.
that level.
That man Doey
But
tripped
then I
a
had-
kid, bro.
Yeah, I've never like pushed a kid down a slide or anything maliciously like Doey used to.
Man,
But there was a time.
But there was definitely a time though.
By the way, I just want to say they're lying, right? Don't take don't take it serious. Doey didn't put no hands on kids.
I'm lying.
Okay, he never pushed, no kicked a child.
Don't push
right,
back.
Doey?
Don't push back, bro. Just let them do what they're doing, okay? Don't even. The more you push back, the more it's gonna come.
The double
Just let them-
downers.
Yeah, don't worry. Just put a big asterisk over anything they say. Okay?
Yeah, that's crazy. But there was a time where I also not like Doe hate, Tony hate. Well, I didn't really want them in the area. Well, it's like, yo, why, we're all chilling. Like, why is this kid here? Like, type, you know what I mean? Like, we're all like, why are you here, bro? Like, who's the dumbass who brought their jit along? And then it's just like, now having a kid and shit, it's like, damn, am I that dude?
I'm that guy.
But then I start thinking to myself, right? I'm like, let me put myself in this predicament. Where I'm going with Luca, chilling with the fellas, Luca's accepted. Everyone accepts Luca. He is one of the dudes. So I'm not the guy. But when I see other people's kids, sometimes it tweaks me a little bit because I be like,
listen, you think Luca's accepted.
it's accepted.
In their minds, they say, this fucking kid, Tony brought his fucking kid again. They just ain't showing it to you. You know how I know? Because I was that dude before having a child. I didn't want to deal with nobody's kids I didn't have patience for. I didn't have a child. I didn't know what the fuck patience was. I didn't want to deal with that. Now I'm saying I wasn't mean. I said, what's up? I say hi. But I'd be like, damn, nigga. That was just me all the time. I wouldn't watch nobody's kids. Don't ask me to watch your kids before I had a child. Before I had Miguel, I wouldn't watch kids. I wouldn't do nothing. I had Miguel, and a year in after having Miguel, I'm out here babysitting. Because I thought it was the coolest shit in the fucking world to be just chilling with the kids. And, they jump on you and you play and you fight and all this. I thought it was dope as fuck. But I remember sitting back and be like, yo, a year ago, I would have been like, fuck no, I ain't watching your kid. Like, fuck you and your kid. And now I'm like, yeah. Come on. I got TVs, we got video games, we got toys. Bring the kids over. I don't mind it. But now if your kids are pain in the ass, I'll tell you, yo, if your kid is coming, you staying with that nigga. Your kid wild. I have no problem saying it.
Oh yeah,
at all. I know Miguel was a handful. I wouldn't let nobody watch Miguel for a while. That motherfucker be on 1,000.
Bro, it must be a boy thing or something. But these kids are at 1,000. My sister Lena, my niece Lana, is a very calm child, very, little fragile flower. Luca come through, mollywops her sometimes. You know what I mean? And then my dad be all super protective. Oh, protect her. Luca's coming. It's like, yo, chill, nigga. He's just showing her mad love, bro. Just showing love. No, he just hit her in the head with a toy. That's a love.
Nah,
he's teaching her love, bro. Like back off, bro. But nah, kids are assholes, bro. Some other people's kids, it's funny to me because what I hate about other people's kids is that they don't even listen to their own parents. Like, Luca's too young to really listen, but he listens. You know what I mean? Like that. There's a certain tone I give him, and he'll be like, damn, I'm wildin'. But other people's kids who are like 6, 7 years old, and they're in that little, I'm a boss, I don't need to listen to you type attitude.
I would
say
my biggest... Go ahead.
No, I'm about to say, I don't think Lucas says, damn, I'm wilding. I think he gets scared. That's all it is. Motherfucker ain't saying I'm wilding. He just be looking.
No, he's thinking that.
I hope this clip ages very poorly. I hope that like 2 years from now we're recording and Tony's like, man, he's like, I just can't get Luca to listen to anything I say.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen. I'll tell you that. Ain't gonna happen.
Hey, Luca gonna talk back.
Wait until he starts telling you no, and then it's like an addiction for them.
All right.
He was already saying no.
Nah, he says go. He be telling you go, like get out of here, go. He'll point to you like go.
That's his version of no. Hey, this morning they were trying to give him the bobo. Like no, medicine slapped that medicine and no.
But what were you gonna say though?
Go ahead.
I think the biggest problem for me is the way people discipline and raise their kids. Some people are way too relaxed with their kids, and you have to it's bad. Like for me, I had to, especially even at my job, there's various levels of the way people take care of their kids, and some kids are easier to deal with and some aren't, and I've learned to love those kids that aren't easy to deal with. You just have to deal with them differently. You know what I
You
mean?
just
It's just a different type of
it's about communication.
yes.
For sure.
It's because they're so used to one type of communication that when they get something else, it's a shock.
Yeah.
You know, hey, listen, this is not for nothing. I work around kids. I work around high schoolers. I work around basically duplicates of my oldest. They all the same. I look at them kids, I go, damn, that's fucking Jay right there. All the same. But it's I see how they interact with, like, you know, admins and teachers, and I see how they interact with me. And it's all about the approach.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? There's no sugar coating. You know what I'm saying? I keep everything 100% with them. You know, show them that this is facts, this is life. I'm like, yo, you could continue to do that stupid thing that you're doing right now. It might be funny now. You're gonna be crying 2, 3 years later from now when that shit come back and bite you in the ass.
Mm.
Because every action comes back. It just don't come back right away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these kids, they get certain type of communication at home and then around other people, that when they get someone that actually shows them authenticity of like, yo, this is how I see shit, this is how I care, whatever the case is, it's a shock to them. And that's why they interact with like some other people well mannered compared to do with their own parents. It'll just be like that. And that sucks though, because it's like the parents get all the disrespect, but then this person that doesn't know them from jack shit gets all the love.
I mean, that's how we were kind of growing up in a little bit. I think some of us, like, you'll kind of just listen to somebody, like, not your parents, but like listen to somebody else who's been through it type shit, and like almost like a, what do you call it,
Like a
a
mentor.
mentor. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like a mentor, you kind of be like, all right, like this is a, you know, this, he's an old head, or you know, he knows what's up. You kind of listen to it and be like, damn.
Yeah, but I never disrespected mommy the way these kids disrespect some of their parents.
Well, I mean, you're seeing like the mass though, right? So you're
Yeah.
getting you're getting those percentages, even if it's like 10% of
Yeah.
kids have oppositional issues with authority and shit like that. I had problems with authority. We cut class all the time when I was growing up. Um, you know, it's different
But
different strokes.
I would have
But
never
it, but
guessed
it's
that.
but it's more than just cutting class though. It's even like a thing at home. Like I see kids like the way that, like how Tony was saying, how they don't even how the kids don't listen to their own parents and they talk back and all this other shit. Listen, let me tell you, my mom had no problem beating my ass in front of anyone, anywhere, don't even matter. Okay,
You can't
at the
even.
grocery store, if mommy said no and I gave her that, nigga, my jaw's flying that way. Period.
Me
Like there's no
me
hesitation.
me personally, I don't all the studies I've read say that beating your kids, hitting your kids, typically not the move. That's been my experience. I've been dealing with kids since I was 18. I've got 12 nieces and nephews. I've been very involved in raising a lot of them. To bring it back though a little bit, here's what I'm curious about. Is it all right to tell people that to ask, is your kid going to be there? Is it all right to ask these questions if you are one of these like anti-kid people?
Yes, it's okay to
Yeah.
ask that. I even asked that going out. I'm like, yo, we're, because they'll be like, yo, everybody's coming out, chill, family shit, whatever. I'm like, as kids are allowed to come. I asked that question now because it's like, you need to know, like, you know, being a single dad or whatever, like, I need to know if where I'm going, is it adult activities 100% or is kids jumping around type 100? You know what I mean? Because that way I know, like, okay, Luca can't come. There's going to be too much alcohol, too much whatever the hell people doing out there. My kid don't need to be around that. But if there's a kid thing too, cool, I'll bring Luca. You got to ask that question.
See, I appreciate that check. Like as the dude that comes with no kids, I appreciate the person with the kids checking in. I'd appreciate people that don't mind when I ask, like, hey, is this an adults thing or is your kiddo going to be there? Y'all getting a babysitter? I just want to know. I just want to know what kind of vibe I need to bring with me.
Facts.
Honestly, is what it is a lot of
definitely.
times.
No, and it's also okay to be the person throwing the event to say, hey, no kids allowed.
Facts.
Because
sure.
This might be one of those things. Like we went to a Halloween party, no kids allowed. Everybody was lit in that Halloween party, and we don't want no kids. All right?
Facts.
I'll say it's okay. I think, and this is for experience. I'm not talking to the majority, but I think people who don't have kids don't understand that it's okay to say, "Yo, fuck my kids." All right, because the kids get to the point where they're right here, and it's like, "Yo, I'm done with your ass. Get the fuck out of my face."
Facts.
Because when you talk, especially when these kids get older. Let's say I got a 15 and 9-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
When I gotta repeat myself to them too, it's a problem. I get mad because at this point at their age, they already know. My nigga, it's once. I don't gotta say nothing else ever again. That's it.
What do you
You know what I'm
mean?
saying? What when you have to repeat yourself? I got a 15 and a 9-year-old, so I get to the point where I don't want to repeat myself.
To your kids?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You've never been in that situation. Your mom, I've told you already a million times.
But what did you have to tell them?
No,
Anything,
If I got
in general.
anything, if I got to repeat myself,
I made him repeat himself 3 times.
What do you?
I hate
This,
it.
I
the
must
worst.
pass out from laughing right now.
Listen,
3 fucking times.
The
Our
child,
host, Tony.
the child, the child.
Nah, I get it though, bro.
The host of the podcast.
Facts.
But once again, they're older. You feel
Yeah,
me?
they're older. They need to learn.
I don't. So they already know they're older. Now the young ones coming up, yeah, you know, you're gonna talk to them or whatever the case is.
You know, sometimes even adults need to be told that they're grown.
Yeah, facts.
That they're what?
That they're grown.
Oh yeah. You have to remind them. I got to remind them almost on a constant day-to-day basis. Shit's
You
insane
don't
out
have to do
here.
that at all.
We're supreme at.
Facts. But nah, yeah. I mean, anybody out there, if you got kids, even when you go out, couples too, you got to ask, like, yo, is it a fellas night? Like, couples night? Like, you ask these questions because you don't want to be, you know, bringing it, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think anybody should feel offended by asking, hey, are you bringing your kid? No one should feel offended because it's a serious thing. Like,
one flip on this before we get off though. I do think it's real weird the people that like make it like a personality trait that they dislike kids, like their whole like online persona and like all like so much of the shit that they say is just about how they dislike kids, they hate kids and whatnot. It's real weird. I think that's a little weird.
Oh, that's hella weird.
yeah,
I remember.
There's a difference of not used to being around kids and kind of just feeling awkward, and you're not used to dealing with the crying and the nonsense and the messiness. That's okay. You never had a child, you don't be around kids, that's straight. But to be all out like fuck kids and I don't want to be around these kids and all this other shit, it's like, bro, I gotta keep my eye on you because now you talking crazy. You never know. And just to be real, I read a lot of news and there's some crazy people out here. Okay.
Yeah.
So that type of stuff you got to watch out for.
yeah, 100%.
I had to.
I did have a moment this week though that kind of like bugged me. So I was at this bar until like 8:00, 9:00, and this is an indoor bar. This is not like an outdoor, you know, like brewery or something like that, like we've been to in Austin, where they're a little bit more kid friendly. This is just a bar. This is just a bar. And there was a kid in the bar just running in and out of the side door. And I kept looking. I was like, where the hell is this kid's parent at? And why is this kid just running around this bar unattended?
What the fuck?
And that's when Dory come in. You see, that's why I hate kids.
He'll trip the kid.
I'd be like, you see, and then I'm pointing at him. You see that? You see it?
You see how you say you see it? You see it?
Tell me if I'm lying.
That's why I'll push him when he comes back. They could push that kid out.
Here, put this seat in the way. Put this so he has to go around the chair. Put this in the way.
Hey, though we got a plan. You see that?
See, it
Give
came
him
out natural.
Obstacles to go over. At least make it, entertaining. Put some obstacles around him.
Dude, what a guy, bro! That's beast.
Man.
And then you get your camera going so you can film that kid tripping and hurting himself, apparently.
And then you put it on IG, and then I'll watch it. There we go. The life circle.
That's
right
it.
there.
I'll get him the
You
milk
guys are
crate
the worst.
challenge. The milk crate challenge. Just set it up, ready.
You
Those
guys
are
are the worst. Just watching videos of kids just hurting themselves. You guys
That's
are the worst.
crazy. It's funny, bro. Go and subscribe to it. It's funny. Also, subscribe to our YouTube page. One Up Podcast, guys. Just hit the red button. Subscribe. We're on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple iTunes. We're everywhere. Everywhere. Easy. Just share it. Click it. Like it.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Hey,
Under your bed.
Hey, can you make your voice go a little deeper and lower again? I mean, you want to keep on going?
Everywhere.
It's pretty good.
And yo, he sounded so loud. He was like, hit that red button. Go and we're everywhere. Everywhere.
Imagine a world with no cars, no bikes, no skateboards. This beautiful place has a name, ladies and gentlemen, and it's called The Line. Beautiful place. They're building it. It's insane. If you haven't heard about it, it's literally going to be something refreshing. The future of urban living. You know? It's a new wonder for the world, ladies and gentlemen. That's literally what it says.
Hey, am I investing into something right now that I got to think into? What's going on, man?
They're looking for investors.
Yeah, they just need another $90 trillion or whatever the hell it is.
So there's literally it's called The Line. It's literally a new way of living where there's no cars, zero emissions, right? No cars, no plane, no none of that shit. And it's literally pretty much 2 glass mirrors like this. And it runs like fucking miles across this desert. And it's supposed to have, it's 200 meters wide, 70 kilometers long.
Which is usually around half of what miles are. So just that's probably half of 170 is what 80 or something like that, or like 90 miles or something.
I know that 3.1 miles equals 5 kilometers.
Yeah. So like I said, it's like almost half.
Something like.
Yeah. So.
And it's 500 meters above sea level. I don't know if that makes a difference. Who cares? Whatever. That's not the whole point.
I know that this shit is supposed to be the height of the World Trade Center, which is nutty.
Bro, I don't even know where, this is fucking crazy. The idea that, these guys or this people are trying to fucking do. I like the idea of it.
And the people are NEOM, and they're backed by the Saudi government.
Yep.
Saudi is trying to diversify their portfolio, so to speak. They don't want to just have oil. They want to be in other sorts of retail and all this stuff like that. Residential. They want to branch out and put their money in different places. So this is one of their ideas.
The executive director of all of it is Giles Pendleton. I believe that's how you say his name.
Props to them for aiming high. But it's, to me, seems like a ridiculous plan. Maybe when you're thinking of building a new way to form communities and form cities and shit like that, maybe you should I don't know, play test some of this. Maybe you should do it on a smaller scale. Why do you got to start with 170 kilometers for your super city that you're trying to build?
Yeah, it's going from the Gulf of the Red Sea all the way to Saudi Arabia. It's fucking long as shit.
So we're talking about a building that's as tall as the World Trade Center, long as hell, straight line, no cars, no airplanes, bicycles, not motorbicycles, but
no bicycles at all. It's all
It's supposed to be for walking. It's supposed to
promote
walking. Mm-hmm. Everything is walkable. Everything. They have dike. The bottom layer is gonna be freight train, cargo trains.
Yeah, the Hyperloop, basically.
Yeah, which we know how that turned out. And then the middle section is gonna be maintenance, repairs, all that stuff is gonna go on in the middle, and then the top of it is gonna be the living section.
Tell me this doesn't sound like a video game environment. Those dystopian shit, you're walking around in the bottom because you grew up in the slums. It's fucking Midgard, dude. It's just Final Fantasy VII is what they're trying to build here.
I'm a maintenance baby.
It's Snowpiercer. We're just building the dystopia is what we're trying to do here.
It's Midgard, yes. We're gonna take down Sector 5 and shit, Sector 7. Nah, listen. It sounds cool. I think it's stupid that they ain't gonna put no bicycles. I believe that should be
because everything's in 5 minutes. Everything is gonna be in 5 minutes with where you're living at. So the grocery store, the books, the whatever the fuck,
So the job. So basically, if if I work in A and I go down to B, my job's gonna be there. And C, then the grocery store is gonna be
be
there,
in
and it's gonna be
sectors.
cut off in sections like that. So every so-called community is gonna have the job and the food and everything.
Pretty
But
much.
there's a super fast train at the bottom that's gonna be able to take you from each end in Deek 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
20 minutes.
it also claimed that a lot of the flying car concepts, they were going to work those into this design as well. They were going to have like the helicopter pads where these quadcopter cars that they've designed, these self-driving quadcopter cars could land and take off and things like that too. The idea is cool. The idea is wild though, because I think that it is so early to try to pull some shit like this off, and we don't even have all the components working yet.
Yeah, I think the people who thought of this idea has been watching too much anime. That's something I could have seen in the probably of 20 animes that I got on the list right now.
I mean, it does sound like some upcoming like Cyberpunk DLC. Cyberpunk, the line.
I think somebody was watching too much Game of Thrones and they liked the wall. They really liked the wall.
Maybe they just can't come out and say that like the White Walkers are coming and this is the last line of defense.
I'm not gonna lie.
Outside of it is gonna be mirrors. And that shit just looks like the Halo game to me, like the way Halo was. Like,
well, I know what's that for. They basically reflecting the sun, so now it don't. So now that they don't gotta run at a high temperature, they don't gotta run the ACs too up and stuff like that. I mean, look, the concept is good. The concept is dope.
They could probably turn it into like solar panels too. Like that might be where some of the renewable energy is coming from in this design that they're planning out.
I'm not gonna lie. If I knew there wasn't a price tag associated with it, because I know there's a price tag with it.
Do you know how much this is going to cost?
Those are estimated guesses.
It was estimated at $500 billion. Now it's estimated at $1 trillion.
Bro,
for the entire thing?
Yeah. For the entire thing, $1 trillion.
I mean, that video you sent, that dude was saying it was like in the tens of trillions, 20 trillions, or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah. Those are crazy numbers.
But is it crazy? There's a lot being built. We're talking about
no.
We're talking about hyper trains, right? A whole floor. We talking about a whole floor of maintenance. So we talking about from what? So that's 80 something miles or whatever it is, because half of that, right? So let's be real, 80 something miles going across. So that whole third floor is maintenance. We're talking about people they got to pay, things they got to keep.
It's gonna have pools, lakes. It's gonna have all that.
This shit is in the middle of the desert too. We're not even. You need to think about like the water that they're gonna have to figure out for this area.
So the pipeline that they got to build to go get this water, the pipeline for the electricity, for
the infrastructure that they're gonna have to put in just to get this started. In a mountainous region, I'm like, I don't see them. How do you get the materials there?
Didn't it say something crazy too? Like this community is going to launch in 2025 or 2030 or some shit like
project. Just like the China has an initiative, Saudi Arabia has this initiative to be at this spot by this year, and this is their big plan to do it.
Listen, if 2025 is the so-called year, and 2025 is when you see the true infrastructure. It's when you be like, oh, they actually laid the pipes down.
Bro,
then you can believe it's probably being.
It looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. If I could afford to live there, I would try to live there.
The idea, the concepts, I think they're rad. I think it's super cool. I think this is probably some amount of this is the direction cities are going to go eventually. I just don't think we're there yet. And I don't understand why we're building it on hard mode in the middle of the damn desert when there's other places you could play test some shit like this. And you could do like these little testing technology tests.
It's definitely going to have a hierarchy, though. It's going to have a hierarchy. It's going to be the bottom half, the upper half. You know what I mean? So
Tony hit it on the mark. How much is it going to cost to live there?
Well, it's free, but you just have to go and you just got to sign up for 20 years as to be part of maintenance.
That's crazy.
That's how they get you, right? Your little contract. Hey, look. You live here for free, but we need you to do this and this and this and this. It's probably gonna tell you to sell your soul, man. Everybody's gonna sign it though. They're not gonna read the full contract.
The idea
see a free rent. They're gonna be like, in an economy like this, he's gonna sign up.
there's never no such thing as free. They're gonna make you work for it somehow, some way. There's
Facts.
never no free.
Absolutely.
Man.
Somewhere it's either going to be carved out of your check or somewhere along the line it'll be carved out for sure.
They're gonna carve out the time of your life. They're gonna carve time out.
They said year-round perfect climate. They're gonna have control of all climate. It's gonna be 75 all day long in the desert, bro. I'm not gonna lie though. This intrigues the shit out of me because it's like.
Now, question: does this desert get any desert storms? Are there any crazy storms?
It's not gonna matter. It's gonna be covered. The whole thing is gonna be. It's a line, and it's gonna be covered up top. They can shut that shit down, whatever. It don't matter,
no, definitely. But it's gonna be made of glass, right? I mean, it's gonna be made of mirrors. So is that mirror gonna be built strong?
Oh, that shit's gonna be strong.
Storms.
Yeah, that's gonna be strong, bro. There's no way they're gonna think of fragile glass.
I know, but still, that's just a lot. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be an expensive. If it truly happens, it's gonna be one hell of an expensive project. And like Mateo said, it's dumb to start off on hard mode. There's literally resources, little places that you could try this stuff in. You could build little communities and be like, hey, if this shit could work on this type of scale, then what is it going to take to multiply to make it work on this scale?
For sure.
And that's all it is. Like, my whole thing is, for me, for a person that was investing, I want to be like, hey, where's the proof that you know this is going to work? Show me where you test this. Show me where you test and tried this and it actually worked for 2 years, a year, whatever the case is. And then we could be like, all right, boom, we putting money in.
Just
if this is the only thing they have with blueprints and words, nah, man, that's too much of a risk.
I mean, you just think about the way New York works and the way they're trying to design this is like they stood a bunch of skyscrapers side to side. And it's like you look at it and you're like, oh, cool. I work at a building and it just has 500 apartments. You know how much people you need just that section? How many people you're going to need running elevators, maintenance, all this shit that they're asking for on top of everything that they're adding? It just, for me, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You're gonna make this shit a 90 miles Empire State Buildings? Yo, fucking Elijah Otis, the creator of the fucking elevators, gonna fucking make so much money in that place, bro. That guy's gonna fucking make a killing.
How the hell do you know the inventor of the elevator, dude? Good knowledge.
Well, hey, wait, when you work in the building long enough, you know who constructed those elevators. Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
That's crazy.
That's that building experience. I know exactly where he comes
He still has the company. It's called Otis.
I mean,
It's like
the entire plan falls apart if they can't get the Hyperloop working.
Facts.
The entire thing. If they can't get that Hyperloop working, there's no way any of this makes sense. How are you gonna get 90 miles away if you need to go to the other side of the line or something? If the Hyperloop has failed.
And if they can make the Hyperloop work there, you can make that shit work anywhere else in the world.
I don't have faith that they're gonna make it work. I think they should stick to what works. Japan has bullet trains, shit like that. I think they should stick to what works. But they're trying to do everything that they say has to be futuristic. Maglev trains.
AI design city structure.
That's the future, though. I mean, if it doesn't sound appealing or grabby, they're not gonna get investors. You know what I mean?
It's the future, but you gotta think about it. The future is never what people truly think it is, right? Because for so long, in the 2000s, like early 2000s, and in the 90s, we were supposed to have flying cars and stuff like that. Not everything truly works that way. Everything is just slow moderations. It's one of those things where I know people they wanna be the first to do something and everything, but you have to just be realistic in these projects as well. That's all it is. I just think the length of the project of how the infrastructure is going to be is crazy. I think how high they want it to be is crazy. It's to me, it's all about small portions. Now I love the idea of it's going to have its own pond inside and grass and you can walk around. I would love a bike. Just saying. I love those little things. Climate control. I got you, Doe. I'm here for you, baby. Climate control and home next to groceries and the job. All that sounds great. But damn near 90 miles? Nah, fuck out of here. I'm sorry. It's just too much. It's just too much.
It's just, I don't know.
But the concept is great. Overall, the concept is a pretty cool idea. You know,
What if they go to that building in Alaska that everybody lives in and they just start extending it, and that's the that's the project right there. They'll just keep making the building longer and longer and longer, and that's the social experiment.
Man, I
Hey.
love that building. I want to go to Alaska just to go stay in that town that just lives in the one building.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I
Where-
don't
where
want
we'll be
anything to do with that.
We'll be sitting around in the one hotel, and we'll be like, "You want to go to the bar, or do you what do you want to do?"
The bar. One person has control of the fucking jukebox in the back. They're not letting anybody else play.
Nah, it's a wrap. Matter of fact, they rush to get there after work. They're just right in there. Boom.
That's crazy.
Everybody hates children.
That's
Y'all,
beast.
y'all brought it back.
I'm telling you.
Y'all brought it back.
All futuristic shit. But
Nah, it's dope. It's dope though.
I must say, I am intrigued and I do want to go. I want to see it.
I'll watch the project.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of hope it succeeds, because that's going to open up a lot for the rest of the world. You know what I mean? I want a Hyperloop train. Yeah. I want to be able to go to New York in 30 fucking minutes or so, or whatever the time frame they said they were going to give us. Bro, if I can avoid going on planes, that'd be perfect for me. I'll take a fucking Hyperloop trip real quick. I'm in and out. I come back in the same day. Oh, where were you? I was just in fucking New York getting the fucking bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm on my way back home.
Imagine right now, we all left our houses. We went to the Hyperloop, and we just met up in Denver. And we just spent Saturday in Denver. Then we all went back to our places.
But if that happens, the Hyperloop is not going to be a cheap trip. See,
No.
the planes will become the cheap trips completely all the way down,
In
and the Hyperloop become the prices of what planes are now.
In theory, the Hyperloop should be cheaper, just because the actual, like, the cost to run it is lower. You're not, it's not the same level. I don't know. In theory, like, because it's not burning jet fuel, there's not all this risk associated. It should be cheaper.
I'll tell you, in theory, but in reality, the greed, is going to take over, and these people are going to charge.
They can hit me with a membership fee. I'll pay yearly. I'm going to use the fuck out of that shit. Oh,
you don't worry, Tony.
That's a good
you
concept.
This shit is Kickstarter. You could get your apartment now.
It needs to be already going. Nigga.
Go ahead, invest.
If they give me shares and it pops off, yeah, I might be the snow runner captain out here. All right, you gotta come to me.
You gotta get in now.
Nah, I'm good.
It's not, you gotta be a believer.
Ooh.
Hey, you need to get it now before they break ground. They break ground and this should start being built. Oh, like, nah, you late. Everything, all the shares are gonna go up.
Facts. But the future, the real future, the one that's actually achievable within a year or so, could be cloud gaming.
Ooh.
Is cloud gaming the way of the future? We're going to get rid of all the disk drives, all the memory card, all that shit. We're going to just get rid of it. Is that something that's feasible? Is that something that we can actually do within a year or two? Is it something worth it?
I have doubts because
real quick before you start, I want to say something. Yo, Tony, that was smooth, baby. That was a smooth little transition. I like that.
Smooth like butter.
That shit was smooth.
Someone say I'm the best host of 2022.
It says butterscotch.
Those an idiot, bro.
But go ahead, though. I just want to give a comment. He was smooth with it. You know, he got real low again.
I'm nervous. I would like it to be real, but look at what happened to Google Stadia this year. Dunzo. That shit. My cousin was like the speaker for he's like, I love it, Google Stadia. I just go everywhere and I play my games. And I'm like, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I was looking at the list of games were actually pretty cool. I saw the controller. I'm like, okay, this controller is pretty cool. He showed me his whole setup and he's like, yeah, dude, I'm just, whenever I get done, he's a train driver, he's a conductor for the train, so whenever he's done, he sits there and plays Google Stadia. They just refunded everyone's money back.
Damn.
Every game you bought, you got the money back for it. And they gave him the money back for the controller and everything. Now they unlock the controller so that you could play it with other devices. But That's depressing. That the first real foray into this like just shut down this year.
But it's gonna have failures before it becomes successful. You know what I mean? Like, look
Absolutely.
at VR. Like, it first couple ones were trash. Then they got a little bit better than the Oculus, and now PlayStation with their trash version of it on VR 1, and now VR 2. Hopefully, it's not bad. But you know what I'm saying? It definitely comes to a point where it's like, what are we gonna do? There's gonna be failures. Then there's gonna be something that someone's gonna follow it up and continue on. You know what I'm saying? I hope, maybe. I have my reserves about it, right? Like cloud gaming, like how's the quality going to be? Is like, is that going to depend on internet like everything else does? Like, because that's another thing too. That's just all internet. So if your internet's trash, imagine the download or imagine the play, how it's going to feel.
That's definitely a big thing because there are, believe it or not, there's still people in the United States that have dial-up internet.
Who?
That is
What?
100% still a thing, dude. Dial-up internet still a thing. DSL, phone-based internet, they're still out there, dude. Those things exist.
Bro, I feel bad for those people.
There's places in the middle of the country that the infrastructure hasn't been laid out, and the cost for the cities and there's like Reddit posts, there's been stories about people who move out to rural areas but they don't have any internet structure, so they've bought in a house and it's just like a money sink because they can't even live there because there's no internet and they can't get shit. And to dig out the internet line for every 100 feet is like $30,000.
Yeah, for fiber or something like that, the costs are pretty high for fiber.
So
I don't think that cloud gaming is going to be this next gen's main focus, but I do think that digital only is going to be an even bigger push for this next, whatever the next gen of consoles is. I think we're going to see a big digital only push.
I love
you
digital
don't.
only, by the way.
I don't.
I do.
No.
I hate. Well, for the collectors, I understand. We visited this last time on our podcast with you too, Felix. Like for the digital people, I think that's the wave. That should be the wave. The collectors, I'm sorry, but
So what Mateo, I agree with the cloud gaming. Cloud gaming won't be the wave. There's too much to worry about. We're talking about internet connection, so that means if your internet goes down, there goes you gaming. If your internet's whack, there goes the graphics, there goes the lag, there goes everything. Cloud gaming is going to be the best secondary thing to have, though. Um, we will always have a console. Digital is cool. I don't mind digital as long as let's say for some reason I get banned because someone's just whatever, you know how they can make you get banned or whatever. Am I going to lose my digital games or am I going to keep them? Because you do get those free games from PSN and all that. So would you be able to keep those free games that you get or not? So that's why I'm real picky with digital. That's why I like my physicals. But I'm okay with the next gen being, let's say, if they make it all digital, that's fine, that's cool. But cloud gaming, no. Cloud gaming I would think will never truly take over unless they can promise. And what I mean by promise, they can promise that we will always have secure internet, which you can't. Storms will take over. They will knock your shit down. So, but cloud gaming is good secondary way of gaming. Just like on the gaming awards, there was a commercial with the Samsung TV. You could play your Xbox games, and they got the Game Pass.
Yep.
Now that's dope.
That's pretty cool.
I fucks with that idea. Like, oh shit, you know what? I don't gotta turn this on. I gotta do nothing. I could just hit the app, get my controller, and then we good to go. But now let's say the internet go down. At least I got my console to continue playing the game.
I think we're going to see some new approaches to cloud gaming. I think this next gen we'll see some new approaches to cloud gaming. There's going to be some kind of extra forays into cloud gaming to get it away from being tied into like the PS remote play where you have to have your PlayStation powered on. The PlayStation's going to release something that's going to be a little bit more in line with like the cloud gaming offering that Microsoft has. We're gonna see some pushes. I'm just curious because I don't know when we're ever gonna see just free internet for everyone in the US. It's just a fundamental thing, and there's Wi-Fi access points all over that are government funded or locally funded, whatever the hell the form is gonna be. I don't think we're gonna see that for a while, but almost everyone's got one of these. And these things can act as hotspots, and you can stream shit through them. And people, I mean, some percentage of Netflix market is just people watching Netflix on their cell phones at this point. It's not even people watching it on their TV. It's not people watching it on their PC screen. They just watch Netflix on their phones, dude. And so there's got to be some kind of push to bring gaming entertainment to phones more in line with some kind of offering like that.
My thing
Well,
is
phones and iPads, phones and tablets, because the tablets are amazing.
Yeah.
I've done the whole Game Pass on the tablet. I mean, it's fun.
I can't find it appealing to me though, because I like graphics. Like I'm big in graphics. I like, I want that shit to run smooth. And playing online, like that's kind of bad. Even with the Switch, like I don't play online mostly anywhere. When I use the hotspot on my phone, just bad to try to even use it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like console. It's I don't know. I can't do it. Like mobile games, they're okay to me. Like they're not something that I want to go do. But I have been watching a lot of my shows and shit in the background at work. Like I'll put it off to the side and the show will be running and I'll just be listening to it mostly. And it's just I don't know. I can't find cloud gaming into a phone like worth it for me. If that's
I think we're gonna see it. I think that maybe it's gonna be some weird forms. That folding phone that released the various folding
Z
phones.
Or some shit.
I've got a coworker at work that he's got a folding phone. During lunch, he folds that thing open. It's damn near the size of a tablet, and he just watches Netflix on that during his lunch break. You give me a screen about that big that I'm close to with a controller that hooks up. I could do some gaming. I was part of the Google Stadia beta back years ago when they were first launching. That shit ran smooth. It ran perfect from my home internet. On the go, I never tested it, so I don't know what the quality was like there. But on my home internet,
it works. As long as you have good internet connection, you're good to go.
Yeah.
But what was the failure for Google Stadia? Wasn't it because they didn't have enough games? Like what was it why did it fail? Why did it go so bad?
I'm not sure. Maybe the user base wasn't big enough. Maybe it was costing more to provide the service than they were making. And they just cut before they bled out more money. I'm not too sure what the issue was for Google Stadia. But yeah, I think it's interesting. The digital marketplace.
They said it failed because it didn't have good games, like it didn't have good titles, and it couldn't compete with. It couldn't compete with Forza, Horizon, Last of Us, Mario, Zelda, and so on and so on. Like it just didn't have AAA titles.
Because Google Stadia didn't have contracts with these companies to be able to release their games on stuff because these companies are doing their own cloud gaming. So that it's I think it came out to contract issues then.
Yeah. My worry for cloud gaming and digital gaming as it is the stores eventually are going to close and the titles are eventually going to become unavailable and there's licensing and then once the licensing is over they can't sell it. I've seen so many games just get lost to like you can't find it anywhere. So the people who have a copy of it are really the only people now left that could be able to play the game. It's weird. And that's my worry about us going 100% digital is like the developers, Nintendo, Sony, Xbox actually makes a good effort of keeping backwards compatibility. So you see it's in their marketing. We like backwards compatibility. Come play all your Xbox 360 games. Come play all your Xbox games here. You can put an Xbox disc in and usually they work, even if it's not in the list of games they sell. So which is cool. But Sony's not really doing that. They're trying to with the PS Plus
because they want to give you quality. Like you're paying $70 for a fucking game. I swear, if it's fucking backwards, like a PS4 version of it, I already know it's not. Give me the 100% quality.
Yeah, but he's not talking about that. He's just basically talking about even just old school games in the sense where you could just put it in and just be able to play.
I wouldn't want to do that either. I wouldn't want that. Me personally, I wouldn't want the system to do that. I don't
that doesn't do nothing to the PS5 game. It's just an optical drive that's able to read all types of games from PS5.
Me personally, I don't care for that. You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like I don't want to play old games. I want to play the next gen. I want to do next gen shit. Like if I wanted to play old gen, I go get a PS2 and go play it. I go get a Super Nintendo. I'll play my Nintendo 64. Nah, I'm good. That was a time thing for me. Cool, but people who have Steam Decks, people like Doe who have these handhelds that can do that. That's awesome. That's cool. I don't care for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to play like a Vita game, you can just take that Vita and you can just throw it across
I
the
was waiting
room,
for it,
and that's the most fun that you'll have playing with a Vita.
bro. I
You
was
better
waiting
chill,
for
man.
that.
That'd be awesome, especially when you hack it.
Yeah, just make sure I'm on the other side of the room when you throw it so that I could take it and
Facts.
walk
You're
away
gonna
with it.
catch it and run off
Yeah,
with
I'm
it.
gonna catch it,
And
and then
listen,
I'm gonna have a Vita now.
Listen, I wouldn't even let I wouldn't even let Mattel throw the Vita game. I snatch it right off his hand. Like, fuck
Right?
that.
Like I
I
would
got
be
no
like,
problems.
How do y'all feel about this? Which game was it that came out recently where like people bought the hard copy of it and they open it up and it just had the digital download code inside of the case? Do y'all remember
No.
that? I can't remember which game it was that people bought
I
the hard
remember
copy. It was
hearing
just a
about that.
download code inside.
I'd be
That's
pissed
That
off.
it
I'd be
was
pissed off.
it was like a special edition of the game too
Yeah.
that it came in.
Yeah, it was like the
What?
Steelbook. They popped open the Steelbook and it just had a download code.
But
Yo.
hey, but my question is, did they read the fine print of this collector's edition where it says, "Hey, you're gonna get this, and this," but the game's gonna come in code? Because a lot of companies do that. They tell you the
I,
game's gonna come in code.
I bet that they did not, because whoever reads like those end user license agreements, when
Yeah.
have you read a single license agreement on
Oh
any
wow, we
game
got
you've
one
ever
here.
signed
One of the
into?
odd
I
ones.
do. But when I buy the collector's edition, I want to know everything that comes with it. I want to know the steel book, what plushie, if I'm gonna get a fucking blanket. I want to know what's coming in that
There's
collector's
a
edition.
there's a
only-
South
Felix-
Park episode that that's like that the people just agree to the user agreement and then everybody agrees for them to do some wild shit and there's one person who didn't agree.
Bro, it's funny too because like I'm not a big collector like that, like how Felix like collects steel books and all that shit. But there was one that I always wanted and I couldn't get it at the time because I wasn't gonna spend the money. The Death Stranding collector's edition with the BB. I wanted that shit, bro, just to have as like a decor. But it's just like I couldn't afford it, and that because I thought it was cool. That's it, like you know what I mean. But other than that, I could care less. I don't want to pay an extra
What?
$200 for figurines. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit's not gonna hold value later on, anyways.
I mean, y'all say that, but motherfuckers out here spending money on 2K.
Like real American dollars.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Nah,
Right?
but that's in-game shit, right? You got to build your
No.
character. Those are certain things.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's in-game shit that will be gone when 2K4 come out. Okay, when 2K24 come
Those are
out.
facts. I'm not.
You know,
arguing.
I've had this conversation with people. I've asked them. I was like, why the fuck isn't like the NBA and like the Madden games and all of that shit? Why is it not just a digital only thing and you just pay for the next season pass and whatnot? And you know the reason why? The reason why is because they want you to pay $70 fucking for the game every time it releases.
I've been saying that. That's my biggest pet peeve on that game.
But it's dumb. Think of how many people it could get. I would sign up for a season pass just to play fucking Madden with y'all. I don't want to pay $70 for the game full price every year. But if there was just a perpetual thing, kind of like Destiny 2, how it's a forever game now, I could be talked into buying the season pass on occasion.
Listen, they do it every year because not only you're gonna pay that stupid ass $70 for that game, but then you gotta pay another $200 for the character that you just built in the last game.
Yep.
And that's how they get people every time. I'd be damned if I was going to spend another $200 on this character that I'm not gonna see again next year. I'm good.
What was that face you were making there, Tony? You were making like a fish face.
Because he knows he's part of that crowd.
I actually burped. I was just exhaling all the demons out of me.
He burped all the guiltiness and that's what I think.
I'm just saying, I've spent money on video games, right? Just like anybody else who buys video games. But then, Felix's point, right, to character building. Yeah, like you're gonna spend a little bit of dough on there. There's people like, bro, when Fortnite came out, cosmetic shit, like, bro, it's ridiculous. Microtransaction almost single-handedly ruined the fucking gaming industry.
100%. I had to make it a chore. Miguel has to do certain things monthly if he wants to get V-Bucks. Period.
It's a good
Because
way
if
to
I
do
was
it.
the dad, like, yeah, son, go ahead, take this 20, take
You'd be
this 20.
broke.
I won't pay bills because there's so many there's so many skins. I watch them play. And I'm like, yo, that's some dope ass skins. But then you look at this much V-Bucks, bitch, that's fucking $20.
Yeah, you're paying $20 for a single suit.
I hadn't even thought about that anymore. Kids don't get allowances anymore. They get their allowances in digital currency.
Well,
Bitcoin.
so no, but my thing is, see, so the goal is to give Miguel. Miguel gets money. Miguel gets to choose what he wants to do with his money. But then I tell him, hey, once your money's gone, don't ask me for nothing because I gave you the choice to either save or you can spend. You want to spend? You broke then.
You want some extra money? We're gonna have to find some new chores for you to do.
That's facts. Don't ask me for no snacks, no candy, no V-Bucks, no nothing. You spent your money. Ain't my problem. You can do credit.
This man,
you want to do
Felix
credit?
This man Felix is on some Cuban shit. He gives them little stickers for food and shit. Like, here, you want a sticker? Give me the piece of paper. Hey, but if you spend all your paper, you can't eat this week. Don't come back. Like,
I'm gonna put them on credit. Hey, you have $100 credit line. You don't pay back in this amount of time, you're gonna get interest tax on you.
Hey, teach him that life lesson, bro. Teach him early. That's crazy, man.
These games are becoming crazy, and within the microtransactions and with the cloud gaming and the digital stuff, everything has its pros and cons, right? Digital, you don't got to get up, you don't got to do nothing. If you got the major big hard drive, which probably all of us do, you download games on top of games on top of games, and you never got to get up for nothing. The con is that stores are going to lose out, and all the mom and pop shops are going to leave, and we're never going to see some of those gems that we would love to have just to have. Cloud gaming is amazing too. We could just pop the controller, whatever. You could go anywhere. But if the internet's down, then that's it. We're down as well.
We know the three things that are like here to stay in the future gaming. At least we know we're paying $70 now for video games. That's the price. We know that we're getting buggy games on release. There's gonna be the day one patches. That shit is here to stay.
That's a fact. Always.
Yeah, that's definitely not going nowhere.
And it's funny. Games are expensive now, but they were expensive back in the Super Nintendo days as well, right?
Yes, they were. People forget about that. Chrono Trigger was like $100 when that shit came out, or like 110 or something crazy like that.
Super Nintendo games were hella pricey, man.
Yeah, back then that's a lot because you got to think times money and shit back then was man.
The third thing is microtransactions. I didn't do all three, but yeah, the third thing is microtransactions.
Hey, but thank God for Blockbuster back in the day.
Facts, dude.
These kids don't know shit about Blockbuster, bro. I used to go in there. Oh, late fees? Bad. What is that? Bad.
They could watch the Netflix show called Blockbuster. They'll know.
That's crazy.
Yes, the same company that took Blockbuster made a show called Blockbuster.
That's a flex, dude.
That's a big flex, bro. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's wild. So, I mean, cloud gaming. So, I mean, obviously, though, I know you have an extensive game collection, like physicals. Do you think that you can let go of all those physicals and go straight to cloud gaming?
No, I went digital in like the PS4 era, so all the games that I have are like PS3, PS2, PS1, stuff like that, Nintendo, all that stuff.
Would you sell any of that stuff?
If it was, if it was priced right, probably, if it was the right price, I'll part with it. You know what I mean? If I need to make some money, but I don't really need it. You know what I mean? Right now. One day I would like to have like a nice display case where I could like display all of them. But other than that, I'm not interested in collecting like that anymore. That was kind of like a thing I did before, and I think I have collected enough. I have some really rare PS3 games unopened.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Unopened?
Yeah.
Damn, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff, man.
I'm proud of the collection I have and stuff like that. I also have a pretty big Wii U collection as well.
That's a fact, you do.
Wii U.
I like the Wii U. Yeah,
the worst console ever made.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Shit was trash.
Do you like do you like the name Wii U more than the name Neom?
I like Wii U better. Yeah.
I kind of like Neom. I like the
I
way that they
love
pronounce it in
Neom,
those
yeah.
videos. That I
Neom was fire. I like Neom. That sounds like a game too, by the way. But ladies and gentlemen, if you stuck with us this far, don't forget to hit that share button, like, subscribe. Also subscribe to Royal Words Podcast with King Felix. Give him some love. Give him some shout out. Tell him that his take on cloud gaming is whack. That he needs to stop buying collectors. Let him know. But no, I'm joking. Show him love. Thanks. We appreciate having Felix out here on the episode today.
Always.
And as always, people, go one up yourself. Peace.